خزيانة مخبش لعمالو خن أهاي لبرس خصوص أطراي بتيول وانون شاروكينا هسو مقرون قاتو خنها خرزة اجت ايتن خزيانة مخبش خرزن ادي بتعاونا خط بختها من أطورين زمايا عين بتهمزمة منن باسة السيريان كيتشن هر عدق زجو خرزن ادي بدمغزيخ لخن خجم اللقاطة ديو برس خصوص أطراي بتيول كامل ديو خشتا قاخ فانريزر ات كونغرس ومن جان شاكوسكي هر عدق زي خزيانة مخبة جو خرزن ادي بدمغزيخ لخن خجم اللقاطة وهمزمياتها بنسبة ريشيشيتها خبنيسة انشي تشتغل بالشومة اشتيخة بس فوشن أمان قامت خداسة تنبرس خزوت أطراي بتيول
قوموا تردخ كلني قوموا مخيان زرنا ودولا بخيمون قوموا تردخ كلني قوموا مخيان زرنا دولا بخيمون كل تهار اشتك ميمون هالقال بندا زمن النشميمون كل تهار اشتك ميمون هالقال بندا زمن النشميمون قوموا تردخ كلني قوموا مخيان زرن دهولا مخيمو طهرت خبا قم ترك ليلي منشول خشة وكل دليلي طهرت خبا قم ترك ليلي منشول خشة وكل دليلي إذا نزورنا ودهولا مخيلة شوكي وخماتي يوخك يصليلة إذا نزورنا ودهولا مخيلة شوكي وخماتي يوخك يصليلة يقوموا درقل كلني قوموا خيان زورنا ودهولا مخيمو باينك دوس دوس مغبنك دوس دوس باينك دوس دوس مغبنك واللي قال يدوس خلتي انا بدا منشينك واللي قال يدوس خلتي انا بدا منشينك خب عيون بيخا مني هالابد بدها ويدوس خب عيون بيخا مني هالابد بدها ويدوس دوس 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 باينك دوس دوس مغبنك دوس دوس باينك دوس دوس مغبنك
شابو
شوشلا دوس دوس مخيرة خب عيون بيويرة دوس دوس مخيرة خب عيون بيويرة شختنيات الدول بخاوي قشت الدوجيرة شختنيات الدول بخاوي قشت الدوجيرة خب عيون بيخا مني هالابد بدها ويدوس خب عيون بيخا مني هالابد بدها ويدوس دوس دوس باينك دوس دوس مغبنك دوس دوس باينك دوس دوس مغبنك شوش
وشارنا ماي لاي لاي مطوط الماضي ودري شارنا ماي لاي لاي يا نصورة وفدري شارنا ماي لاي لاي مطوط الماضي ودري شارنا ماي لاي يا نصورة وفدري الله يا بيل
قلت ينطت منتا من نوخم اختاني يبقى انا خاب بروندا امتا بشم بدا كوميونيتي اخرن ايا او خرزه ودلم شمت كوميونيتي لا بشمت خا جبا ينخا خويا من قد رابا ناشئاتي لا دوقلا من دي برسوبايا قد او مجشمله او مايله من او دخل شمت كوميونيتي قد او يخا اوبن ديسكشن قا جان شاكوسكي البت قام قارن انا بول جان شاكوسكي I'd like to thank every one of you for sharing this time with us for this event. We were expecting to have more people here, but eventually something to do with death in the family. I send our condolences to Alaydan Khamis, to his mom, that she passed away. So he was our dearest friend. He's been in the community for a long time. And I was trying, thanks for Jan, she came in, and we had some few people here coming. We were expecting like more people, really. But I know they're all in the church right now. So I'd like to thank Crystal Palace, my partner, Hani Baba and Ninos, for this event. Really, they fixed the food and for everybody. So this is very nice. I'd like to thank Hormuz, Assyrian around the world, for their contribution to our community for a long time. Really, they are doing a great job. I always said, we still have a situation in Iraq. That's why I complain to Jen all the time. I knock on her door. I'm not afraid. I complain, a lot of times. And whatever happens, something in Iraq, it's our problem too. Even if we live in America, but still we have the tie with our people in Iraq, So there's still devastation against our people still rising in Iraq and Syria right now. So we still, we gotta care for those people, like, they are fleeing Syria and all over. We have almost 75,000 people, they are fleeing, right, refugees, staggering all over. So, I mean, we ask for the government, U.S. government, please. I mean, I know it's not, there's a lot of problems, but still, like for us, for minority, as a humanity, as a human, as a minority, okay, we ask the government to assist us, to help us as much as we can. They can help us. So, I mean, Jan, she's been very champion for us, really. For less, I would say, 8 years, anybody went to her office. For immigration, for Washington, she is there for us. If she can do it, she always puts somebody to help us.
Well, first of all, let me thank Raymond and all of you who came this evening. I know that Raymond was saying that he had hoped for more people. I am happy to see all of you. To me, this is a very nice turnout, and I'm so glad that we're able to do it here in this beautiful hall. I've never been to the banquet hall. I know that Henny and Raymond have done a beautiful job here. What a great venue, and maybe sometime, since Mount Prospect is now in the new 9th Congressional District, we can actually do an event out here. But yeah, campaign headquarters. So I also, but Raymond and many of you from the time I was elected have really opened not only your doors to me, but your hearts to me. And I rely very much on Raymond, who brings to me problems that we want to solve in the community. One of the privileges of being a member of Congress is that we really are able to change lives by helping to get a visa, by helping people come to the United States. In the back of the room, you'll see Taina. Many of you may know Taina, who has helped to bring so many people to the United States to solve problems, to unite, reunite families. We have Sarah Gersten and Jackie Tewitt, who work on my campaign staff. Taina's husband, Hernan, who is here as well. But that is a joy for us when we can be successful. And, we can't always get legislation passed. We can't always change international policy, but we can work hard to help people. And I personally appreciate very much, Raymond, the help that you've given us, the help that you've given the community by bringing people to me, and I want to thank you for that. For example, at 5:30, I just got an email. At 5:30 in the morning, I'm going to call our embassy in Ethiopia to try and get somebody here, but I do that at very weird hours of the day and night to personally make that call that sometimes, not always, but sometimes will break through the bureaucracy and make it possible for people to come. And I know how your community has suffered in Iraq. And I was just looking, I don't know, maybe you saw this article from March 10th in the New York Times that talked about, let me just read one little part to you. The consequences of this flight, talking about the flight of Iraqis, may be the end of Christianity in Iraq, the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom wrote in its most recent annual report, summarizing the concerns of church leaders. And also talking about how Iraq's pre-war Christian population, up to 1.4 million, now stands at less than 500,000. And I know not everybody has even had the opportunity to flee. The murders that have taken place in Iraq. The community has clearly suffered. And when your people are refugees in Jordan or in Syria, there's more suffering. There's more suffering yet to come. And I have written letters and talked to people at the State Department about the role that the United States can play in helping refugees in those countries and helping to bring more people to the United States of America, get visas, and to get out, to get to safety. I've also, talked to you many times, many of you, about having some kind of a secure zone within Iraq. But even now, the article talks about how even in northern Iraq, that it's a very difficult situation right now that's happening there. And without the American troops there, I know you feel that it's even more dangerous. So I welcome your input and your suggestions. And I have said for years and years and years, it is the Christian community that is the largest number of Iraqis in the United States of America. And that you have power in that if you work together to talk to our leadership, to talk to the State Department, and to talk to members of Congress. Political involvement becomes very important for your community all over the country. We're seeing it here with great leadership now, that a growing sophistication and participation and a voice that's coming together and speaking more clearly now, so that we can respond to a unified requests from the community. So I am just proud and privileged to be able to work with you. I think that you have made me understand in a very poignant way what it's meant to your families, to your history, to your heritage and culture, what's happened over the last many years. I know I'm as much as I can, I feel the pain that so many people in the Assyrian community feel, and the concerns that you have right now of what's happening in particular in Jordan and Syria, where people are fleeing, as well as, of course, in Iraq. So I'm with you. I welcome your advice on how to proceed, and I want to thank you for your support. It means a lot to me to see all of you here today. I do have a primary, by the way, on March 20th. Those of you who are in the district, I hope that you will be there. But I feel that we have established a kind of partnership that I hope over the years will only grow even stronger. So I thank you very, very much for coming and for welcoming me into your community. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Our comments, yeah.
Please, if you have any question or comment, please let's re-advise Jane now. This way she knows, because she will take it with her to Washington or to the senator, to our Congress here to help us out. So please ask your question, whatever question you have, if it's immigration or politically, or with like she said, the zoning security for us in northern Iraq.
My name is Almas Thomas, and I would like to thank you for giving us your value time, and we would like to support you whenever there's any opportunity. And our concern is, as an Iraqi woman, native Iraqi, Christian, and I involve a lot in our churches in Iraq. And for the time being, also I involve in Iraqi Partnership Network, which is related to PCUSA churches. Mm-hmm. And we are working with refugees arriving in this country to support them, to educate them, to whatever we can do as a volunteer to them. but still we have a lot of concern regarding our people living Christian Iraqis in Turkey.
Turkey, I
In
meant to
Turkey.
mention Turkey as well.
In Turkey, they are charging people, after the people getting approved to come to United States, they charge them zakat. Zakat is
Tax.
that, like, it's more than tax. It's, yeah. So whenever they got approved to come to United States or to any other European countries, they have to pay a certain amount
To the Turkish
to
government?
Turkish government.
Oh, uh-huh.
And then they cannot leave without paying that amount.
Second.
Please. No, I have, Rama's sister was there in Turkey.
Okay.
And she is good eyewitness. Unfortunately,
Jordan too.
unfortunately, she
Syrian
is
too.
sick now. She's home. I hope she's gonna be back. But she was eyewitness in Turkey. And she tried to help, but as a person, how much she can make? She can do this much. So our concern is the people in Turkey too.
Okay, well, we'll get more information, and we would welcome whoever wants to come and talk to us about this, this charge for people to come, yes.
So I just wanted to publicly acknowledge the work that Congresswoman Schakowsky has done for us and our community over the last year. During the appropriations process last year, we worked with her office as well as other offices throughout the country to get some language inserted into the appropriations bill that would address the situation of our people in Iraq. And we were very fortunate to get some language that asks the State Department to generate a report to assess what's going on and to develop a policy that would help to promote the survival of our people in Iraq, and particularly in the Nineveh Plains. Congresswoman Schakowsky's definitely been aware of what's been going on and definitely working to affect the situation on the ground, not just in terms, directly in Iraq, but not just helping our people with visas and things like this, but directly affecting policy in Iraq. So on those lines, the question I have is, how optimistic are you that the State Department will, generate a report that really sort of, understands the issues in maybe a more nuanced way? What recommendations do you have for our community for next steps after depending on what
When is the report due?
Well, the report was actually due 90 days after the appropriations bill was passed, so to be honest, it's probably due in the next few weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we ought to, first of all, let me thank you. I know about those kinds of things because you tell me. And that's why a back and forth partnership is so important, because I want to help, but sometimes I need to be assisted in how to help. So getting this in the appropriations bill is something I learned from you, from the community. So what we want to do is watch the date. We want to make sure that report will come out on time. If you think it may be worth getting a letter even before the report goes out and saying, we hope this report will take into account X, Y, and Z that has been happening, or something like that. I don't know, maybe we want to try and influence the report in some way with a letter even before it comes out.
That would be
So we should talk about that, yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
My question was, when I talked to you earlier, was I think, and we think, all of us Assyrians here in Chicago and the United States, our number one problem is our refugees. And nobody pays attention to them. We have refugees in Jordan they've been there over 20 years. And in Syria and in Lebanon. And these people are having a hard time coming to the United States, and the refugees that have made it to the Western Europe, to Germany, Sweden, and stuff like that. There was a couple of years ago, the United States with the Iraqi government and the Swedish parliament, they agreed upon to block that channel of refugees coming from Iraq, so that way they could say Iraq is a safe country. The Christians are not fleeing. And that is very wrong. Christianity in Iraq is not going to survive, man. No matter what we do here, and the best thing for our Christians is to come to the West. And that's where we're going to be able to survive and prosper. And our kids that have a chance to get an education. In the last 10, 15 years in this country, we produced more doctors, lawyers, dentists, engineers than we ever did in Iraq in the last 10 years. So it's a comparison. These people need to live in a free society. They cannot perform if they are living under a Muslim rule. They're not free. They will never reach their potential. And I'm sorry to say, I came to this country before all these people. And I've seen what we have done in the last 42 years. My father was a preacher. We came to this country because of our late patriarch Marshall. He needed a priest for our community to build it up. When we got here, it was about 25 old folks. So we were dying. We were not enough. And now, in 1970, we had 4 churches in this country that were Church of the East. Now in the United States, we have over 18 of them. That's a trend, and we need to get our people here, especially those refugees, and nobody, not one single institution, not one single organization, not independent. Nobody even mentioned the refugees.
Well, actually,
it behooves me because we are all refugees.
Well, actually, that's all we've been talking about, has been the refugees. And let me just acknowledge what you said about the contributions of the Assyrian community here in the United States and how remarkable that has been and how appreciated it truly is. The numbers of professionals and educated people who have contributed, and that should be reason enough to want to bring people here and young people here. I have to agree with you that there hasn't been enough attention in the Congress to the refugee situation, but it is not true that there is no one that is concerned. Anna Eshu, who is Assyrian, and in the Congress I work closely with her and a number of other members who are very, very concerned, including our Human Rights Commission that we have in the Congress that I'm a vice chair of. So it isn't enough. And so I can understand the frustration, but we are, I think, beginning to make some progress within the Congress and within the budget to try and deal with the refugee issue.
My name is Melita Cannon. I'm with Elmer at AANC, and I had a question about the U.S. withdrawal from Iraq. I lived in Iraq for 7 months last year. In the north, so I got to know the Assyrian community, the new generation that's sort of grown up there. And a lot of them actually don't want to leave the country. They're very happy living there and being there. They're attending schools, they have jobs, they have ties to the land. And what I wanted to know was your thoughts on the early impact, on the impact of U.S. withdrawal from the country, what you think our options are here to keep the U.S. engaged in, at least diplomatically or development-wise, economic development, political development, these types of things for the minority community there.
Yes, I for one never thought we should have gone into Iraq. Many people here know that. I thought that the war was, the invasion was a mistake, and was happy to see that in terms of military footprint, to the extent that we have, that has ended. But that certainly, in my view, and I think that of Secretary Clinton and others, does not end the obligation that we have to Iraq to help in a different kind of presence in Iraq. And, I'm not on foreign relations, although, by the way, I am on the Intelligence Committee, which is a very important committee in terms of these kinds of, and the kinds of security issues that may arise. But I definitely think that Iraq needs to be a priority now that our troops have withdrawn. And ultimately, I think the United States will be judged by the aftermath of our withdrawal from Iraq. So again, if there are concrete asks, requests, I think that there are members of Congress that are, and actually on both sides of the aisle on this one, that would be interested in hearing them and supporting them.
I know we covered a lot of subjects here, there, and there, and nothing can be accomplished in a rapid manner. But just, I want to know what's your thoughts on asking the Congress to create a safe haven zone in the northern part of Iraq as a base instead of people fleeing to different countries. At least would have a step that they could stay there and be safe and secure, and then to find a solution what will be next step. That will be like, would help with a lot of issues instead of addressing a half dozen of issues at a certain time. I know things work very slowly, but if it's a safe zone is created in northern part of Iraq, instead of people fleeing left and right, they could go on there, stay, and then it will give the Congress and the people here to address their issues.
Yes, I know the issue of a safe zone in the Nineveh Plain in the historic area for the Assyrians has certainly been discussed. I think the feeling now is that the United States is not really in a position to impose that kind of agreement on Iraq, and that while it could be supported, it's not something that can be imposed. The United States is not in a position to do that now.
As an Assyrian community, we belong to the middle class, and we always felt very close to the democratic parties' issues, like namely humanitarian and education. We appreciate very your closeness to our community, Jane. It looks like Christians in general, and Assyrians in particular, are taking turns in their suffering in the Middle East. It started in 1979 in Iran, when the Khomeini revolution started. It moved to Lebanon. It moved to Iraq. Next step is, I think, Syria. We are aware of your efforts, endeavors. We appreciate that very, very much. We don't forget it. No, you got our votes, Jan, always. Always you got our votes anyway. You deserve it. The point is, does Washington have any opinion if a state of chaos happens in Syria? What's going to happen to the weaker person there, which is the Christians and the Assyrians in particular? Do you have any idea?
I know that the issue of Syria is certainly on the agenda in the Situation Room at the White House and on the minds of many people in the Congress as we watch the brutality of the Assad regime, not only on Christians, but on many of the people of Syria. It is a very, very tricky issue about what role the United States ought to play. I think an instinct of the president, and I think it's correct, is that it needs to be whatever is done needs to be part of an international effort. The Arab League has come out in criticism of the Assad government. There's near universal support. In fact, really the only ally of Syria is Iran, and that the two together are the chief sponsors of terrorism in the region, Hezbollah and Hamas, etc. So the question is, is the Assad regime gaining in strength, or is there actually, given the situation now that there's going to be regime change, what role should the United States and the international community play? How what are the tools that we should be using. So all I can say is that this is a situation in flux right now. A decision has not been made on what or if the United States will act and how the United States will act, but it is certainly something that is getting day by day, minute by minute attention. There's no question about it. And, you know, decisions, options are being laid out for what kind of role that the United States can play. So I don't have an answer for you, but it's not on the back burner. It's on the front burner.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
خزيان مخبش لا مالخن أنا ونيوس بترشوا من برس خزود أطرايب تيول أخم عشاقاتهم مقروخ الأمبور بريشة بوت زياخة عوديات بريشة بشقان شوفا جداها أغدانا اتنوي اديوم قاتوخم بدمقربون العوديات زياخة ريشيتة أطرايب بشقان شوفا جداها مديتا United Assyrian Organization and إلى خيادة جشمن أطراي جداها غدانا أني بالخانة قشيا مريزيات بريشة من صعيات بريشة المقروة زياخة قديشة زياخة أمتن رشيدة أطراي اشتال بوشامو اشتري اتقبل خلبشينا يوم قام وإلى تلاي بيرخا يوم مضروطة بتشاقل شوبا خرزة مرضوطنا جبيت متوى أمتنا أطراي المخانية أطشيخات لايخا نايل سنتر دكتيلا جسكوكي البت بيت متهم تنايات ورايا صاد شوب هلجي برمشا خرزة مرضو تناي بشاقل شوبا تاما بتخزيتون العوديات بريشة مرضو تناي بت ريشيتة آتوراي يوم ترائي ليوم الشبتة تلاقي خاب آدر مشتوتا جورتا تريشيت آتوراي بشغلة شوبا جوهين جاردن أمان تشاركي أمان قداها خرزة بتقاوي طلال جريش جوليانا جندو أم لازر ملكو إليزابيث وشانا يومت مازلتها إلى يومت خبني سمجانو خوشيبة بالشاريرة ساعت خاكا وترا هل ساعت طلا إلى مازلتها قامت خطرة ساعته شاريرة من بيرسون وسترن وصلت إلى كينغ سارغان بلافارد بختاملا جو برات هل تاوي كل جميعتاين ريفيوستان تاوي متاجو وورن بارك كل المقطورايا تشيدلت هادر تشوتب أمن قداها مازلتها جورتا خرزة يدعايا هل بت مضيلي قالوا خرزة يدعايا أما أمت برس خزة أطرايب تيول اتلن خرزة يدعايا برس قلايا بشاقل شوبا يوم مضروطة بتشارق بيت متهم تنايات ورايا تاما خرزة قامت 5 ساعة قال خايا عود داها خرزة مخيدة ات إلى نيسان إلى خودات تخيه خداها شماها بتبايش شوريا يوم مضروطة ويوم تشبتا شورينا من صاد خد السر قيدمتا هل صاد أسرة بليلة 1590 أيام تام أدا إلى خرزم خيدة عودياتي كلنا إيد إينا مخيدة بيد قشمن أمتنا يشتباي قداها أغدانا وبتشادخ كل ألما أطرايات آتت هادر أما شوتب بداها زياخت كلها مغضالة زيخخ إيدة ريشيتة أطراية اشتعل بوشامة واشتتريت قبل خلا كلها مشينا بصورة أتون شوتبانا أمان وأتون باسي مرابا
برشن وانقضلي لي يمي خولي أسري لي برشن وانقضلي لي يمي خولي أسري لي عيني لا خيلا أرخي مهر لا عيني لا خيلا أرخي بهر رب لا شوق لا رقم عيناتي بيوك تخمونين كل ذاناتي يا رب لا شوق لا رقم عيناتي بيوك تخمونين كل ذاناتي ليل بيوم أبهاوي شموا بسمارة خبي قعتورة بليل لقات المارة ليل بيوم أبهاوي شموا بسمارة خبي قعتورة بليل لقات المارة عيني لا خيلا أورخي مهر لا عيني لا خيلا أورخي مهر لا خاكرمة مليم ورد اسمه قلب زرده اتخا وردة شبيرة دولي بدالي بيويرة خاكرمة مليم ورد اسمه قلب زرده اتخا وردة شبيرة دولي بدالي بيويرة لمصين قاطني لمصين شوقني ليتين خيومات إلا خزني لمصين قاطني لمصين شوقني ليتين خيومات إلا خزني اللي ما يا وردي البسي في دردي اللي ما يا وردي البسي في دردي ريبت لا مالا مالا بقرن لا خيط لالا ريبت لا مالا مالا بقرن لا خيط لالا لهويا لا 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 كربلاء بشكالا لهويا لا 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 كربلاء بشكالا بزمارة الله زمرتي مرلا ضجشالا يا أيلا كل قسمتي قريم كل برشالا لهويا لا 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 كربلاء بشكالا لهويا لا 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 كربلاء بشكالا Thank you.
خزيانة مخبة شلام على أخن جو خرزن إديو أمن إلى ميقرطة
آتورين الزمايا
خزيانة مخبة خجاخي تبخ أمرخ أشلام على قا آتورين الزمايا دي لتيتا من Assyrian kitchen إديو قبل خزت آتورين تيور
بس انت رابع الشارع
آتورينا قبولخ بشينا وبيا خمزمخ منخ إديو خدش information قانخ باست كلاس دياخ يلا دياخ أنا كلاس دي آت مقروة خدشمت Assyrian kitchen خجاخي تمسيت مديت خزيانة مودي لأي كلاس
بس انت رابع الشارع نيشة Assyrian kitchen إلى دزوتا قد مي برسوبة اتلون خبة ليبتا ادمي خلطة آتوراية اتآتي وشاركي اسكولاي خينة جوخا environment يعني جوخا setting ات إلى رابع simple and fun and exciting for them to learn more about the Assyrian cuisine.
Okay.
Assyrian kitchen قم شريا قم خيك ما يرخي وتوانين كلاس قامت تشقلا شوبا يرخت ورا مجد خادوت علاقاتن اتوانا زودا من دن ناشد إخوة مقيسة قد آتي والكلاس ومجد أها إلى خاجورة ديا وقالا اتمضويلة اتنخبة من برسوبة اتينا جو لابس جو ملتان إينا قنخرايت شميلون باز داها كلاس وتيلون وشقلون شوبا وشوركلون ولبلون دخي طرسيو من خليات الديان
رابس باي ويطن زي مو ترنر ديو خن كلاس ورا
جزوتا كلاسز الديان رابنا انتمت رابنا سوري اتلن سريجناتق كلاس مقيسخ إينا اتوانا زودا من تلاقيناتي جو كلاس الديان اتوانا بشلنت الديان ميوخوا من أولمبيا واشنطن شموي وليسا ديفيد تيلاين عين إلى جزوتا أبنا نخون خام يقرتا إلى أطوريتا اتلا Assyrian food truck اتجانو جو أولمبيا تيلا لخا قد مقروة صدر قامة ادها خرزات Assyrian kitchen
رابس باي ومصيت مضية قارن وقا خزيانة اها كلاس دي لبتاية مدي وملا
رابس باي اها صدرت بتايلة بتشاقل شوبا يوم أربوشيبا March 28th كلاسز الديان صدر الديان شغلي شوبا يو Whole Foods إلى نورثبروك نبلت لهم خيانة ويلو من واكيجن إلى رابع قرب الأطراف الدين خيجو suburbs كلاسز الدين شاري صات شوا هل صات 8 وبلجة وقداني تقتلون خبة وبيلابي يمسي هذه الAssyriankitchen.com قد أودي register كلاسز جزء أن كلاسز لنا بس أطراف الدين إنا نخراية إنا قداني أطراف برينا جدها أطرا مغدي ومغدي خشري تبي يلبي دخي خميلة culture دين بمخلياته أهي لخا برسات رابا سباي ورابا دخمري بشطة قد آتي وشاركي وموري خدانا سدانتا من أسكولاي خينا
رابا سدانتا وخزيان مخبئتي بشقة خلقون بتشخج مع شكله وفرج من ذا كلاس دي وشقلتا شوبا أطرينا بغزان رابا ناشل شاروكنا أنا تشلو بلاخنا individually
كلاسز الدين شارخلون بهمزمتها من ملبانا كي شارة بإنجريدينتس وشارة بدخي إنجريدينتس مبلختلون وخارطة جي وقت برسات جودو سامت ريانة كلاس قد آتي وأنا أسكولاي شاركي وطرسي لخلطمي خلطة بجانة كلاس اتوانا دورة يرخد دور اتوانا برسات قد لبيوا دخي طرسي ودولما سو كل أسكولاي إيوا جو كلاس قم شقلي
وانا رابا مريض سنة
I know إن أجرك أتيت March 28th classes الديان منشيلي قد ما تخرن مدخ باليابا يوداها صدرت بتايلة جو مارش بدليبي أسكولاي دخي طرسي كبة أو كبة Assyrian salad صلاة الديان وبقلاوة سأنا طلع مديانة نيش الديان إلى قد همش طرسخ طلع مديانة قد مبيض جوبيتا خايمة طرست لها ديش يمس طرست له بأبيتايزر بمين كورس وخاصة الديزرت.
رابسدانتا وهذا زي ما صرت مضيت لن باسد guest chef ديوخون دي لبتايا March 20.
Yes, I'm really excited because أهج منقة الرestaurant تجياني لخ جمديت شيكاغو شمي إلى دانيال سيركس إلى owner at Zaytun Mediterranean Grill إلى جو Chicago جو neighborhood at Bridgeport so it's south of downtown Chicago and إذا خشوالي تاما قد تبقنا منه من قمخك ما يرخي لتوا خابرست قد ياتوا هم زما من سبب بزنس الدية إلى رابا لقامة جودي neighborhood ومخلط الدية أزيتون reviews الدية قاريتون بازة he's doing a wonderful job أوليلة يوم إسري 8 برخد مارش بد مالي بلان دخي طرسخ different variations of كبة سلطة وبقلاوة.
رابس باي أبيهم بتأنا زعازن يجاي I'll definitely try to make it.
Definitely.
هذا غزة زيانة مخبة هاي لخ فرصة أخنوخن you have a chance قد بلخيتون من شخص لنا بس anybody إنا ناشة بتخشم spy behind them وتلو support هذا غزة تلو experience جداها field بقرأ قد شلوخن قد أتيتون لديا class وازيتون قا information خزيتون شكلة شبتت ورا هذا غزة غزيلوخن أن الشكل وفرج تي مغزيخ لوخن إلى www.assyriankitchen.com تاما ماسيتون أوديتون register هذا غزة إلى بس سريد الله I mean سريد الله هدية it's like nothing so
exactly
and I think with all the work دي لأطورينا بعدا وأن ناشي دي لما you $20 should be I mean in the economy now I mean it's still something very affordable.
And what's interesting if you look at other classes it's in cooking it's in cuisines خينة if you look at Italian Greek Mexican whatever it is classes الدية إنا رابا أنا خشوت الدية قداني بتانا باليابنا أخت مروالي يا أخي تدلخروا يمصد بقرة من يمخ يمصد بقرة من خلتخ من نانونتخ إنا نيش الديان لخا إلى قد لابت in a group setting ولابت بingredients لابت دخي كمامتت and لابت لا أرخى دوس الدخي باشتلون خشمة من دان مديانة خرطة you can branch out and give it your own twist دخي أمري. So it's very the energy go class ديان اتمالن يرخد ورا it was amazing مجد خدو توا and بضاين خشلون ان بارسوبت تيوا خشلون خا رياشتا خطة قد culture ديان من سبب بلقت كلاس إيوا أطرايد جانون أو بلقيو خينا إيوا نخراية إنا أي إيوا بخا أرخا قد ملبت قا نخراية لا بس بازد مخلطة إنا تورابا برسوبت هاقويوا إيمانك أخليلا دولما يعني دخي إنا ننتهي هيراوا من قد different stories that were really it was moving. And that's just one opportunity for us in a different way to share our culture.
And so, yeah, very good. And it actually, it's one time they're going, but they're taking so much back with
exactly.
them.
And kharta, at the end of class, everyone that's there gets to enjoy the food that they make.
Oh,
so that's always exactly. لخوة مقدقة yes no أخن ليه مقدق قصرياته إن نيش الديان إلى مجد قد خبة شضرخ من داني تيانجيو داها program وقد أمريكا أسكولاي خينا قد آتي and مجد it was in different age groups لوا بس أمرت يا لبنات إيوا in from their 20s to their 30s we had a great range وتوانن أو سورة كل ديان عزيزة he was I think 12 or 13 years old وإذن قام أتيان تبقلي من يمه تيوا من يمه بقري من يمه دخي وشميتا بازت Assyrian kitchen مرا من بروني الفيسبوك so it was really good to know that يالا تيوا because أون بياتي وميو يمه منه and he had a great time and I really encourage you قد أديتون AssyrianKitchen.com and if you're on Facebook visit us on Facebook like our homepage we truly appreciate it and خلت ألب خزخ لخون at our next class which is March 28th at Whole Foods Market at Ila Willow, Milwaukeegan, Go Northbrook. If you have any questions, please visit our website and send us an email. تزوتا شيري أنا خرج لياتي الإيتوتا بلا هيارتها sponsors الديان مجد طنان من تبخ مدري من أشطر فود ماركت ألبرت وكل أني تبلخي أشطر فود ماركت مدري سندلون قاتن الداها program مجد it's really amazing that Nashadian and Hayura Naqatcha programs La Bulela Qama. I can't say thank you enough. So thank you again to Albert Ani Tina Gu Ushtar Food Market Hawitun Basima Raba. It Elam Pilta Gu Skokie, Illinois La Shiach. It Elam Qurbet Oakton U Skokie Boulevard. So Hawitun Basima Raba.
Basanta.
شوقت بشدي وانتري بلبولك جنيه هوي مغيا شميد شميد وانتري بلبولك جنيه هوي مغيا شميد شميد نارين يزمر نارين نارين تخور نارين نارين يزمر نارين نارين تخور نارين أيوة بلدت بلبولة زيدونة ينا وشيلة أيوة جلبت بلبولة زيدونة ينا وشيلة دار من دردي وقاري آتيني يسري شني دار من دردي وقاري آتين قطلاتي شني كني وقنتي وثوري آتين قطلاتي شني كني وقنتي وثوري نارين يزمر نارين نارين تخور نارين نارين يزمر نارين نارين تخور نارين أيوة جلبت بلبولة زيتونة ينا وشيلة أيوة جلبت بلبولة زيتونة ينا وشيلة. Thank you. Thank you.
خزيانة مخبئة قمعت خل ختام دها خرزة بين مدخن قاتوخون ماسيتون قانيتون خباكس هدية HBTV وبرس خزدو أطوراي بتيول بتاوي سير بساط يجي يوم الشوا يومان جشبته ماسيتون مخبريتون شوا طلا أربصي بر إشتا خمسة طلا إشتا هر هذا غزل دوا باكس إلى خدو تكنولوجي وزودا من إما شانلات مدن خاية إيد إلا وخزيانة مخبئة هلا خبتها خل ختام دها خرزة هل تبغى بيوخن شبت بسائلة مني ومن هذا تشيلو برس خزدو أطوراي بتيول أنا شاروكينا هسو بمارن بوش مشينا وخيا أمتع عطورتها